Something's wrong, like really wrong. Should we go back a bit? You remember when Kathy Griffin was castigated for holding up a severed hump of Trump? Outrage. In fact, people are still going to where Kathy Griffin is. She's doing a live appearance. There are MAGAs hollering, jumping up and down, waving their flags. This has caused Kathy Griffin, obviously, a lot of personal trauma.
And then a mysterious car drove by in front of my house.
By the way, this is a true story. This is a
okay, but you did it in
a
way so that no one saw you but me. And I know that you engineered that. Okay, so
weird.
Yeah,
Take us back
you.
for a second.
All right, so I'm doing a photo shoot for Los Angeles Magazine or something, and I'm in hair and makeup. And then I was doing construction, so there was a porta potty right in front of my home.
On the street, by the way.
On the street.
In the way of the lane
and
that you
I'm
were
in the
going through.
heels up to here, like gonna fall down like Paula Abdul. That's not a diss, it's a reference. And sure enough, like the photographer, and they're all on the other side of the street. And then this car just slowly pulls up, and I'm thinking, oh boy, here comes a fan who's going to want a picture with me. You know, it's my life as a celebrity. And then the tinted window slowly rolls down, and it's Ryan. And he sees me in a beautiful outfit stepping into a porta potty. Not my best moment. And then I look at him, and I thought, I know he's planned this for years. I know he's trying to get me. And then he took a picture with his phone. And then said, you know, how are you or whatever. And it was like a really backwards, weird James Bond villain moment.
Yeah, I agree.
And then the window went up, and I was just speechless, pointing, like Children of the Corn pointing, and no one believed me. And I was standing there in heels, and I believe I was in a tutu.
You were, and you
in
came
a
out of the porta potty.
Going,
That's
true.
true.
It was right. It's true. He's trying to kill me. Here's another thing that happened. All right, so I was only on the Ellen DeGeneres show one time because she's not a big fan, and I know you guys are friends.
We are.
So I'm about to do Ellen, and I really love and admire her, and I'm about to go on, and I don't want to screw up. And as I go on, the stage manager, whoever, actually says to me, whatever you do, don't make fun of Ryan Seacrest. Ellen loves him. Okay, never, after doing a million talk shows, after Letterman and Kimmel and Today's Show, never once have I walked out and been warned to not bring up anything, much less you, and it's not even your show.
You know, now I can kind of see your point of view on this. I understand. This is not a conspiracy. You should know that I have nothing against you. You're here to promote your product, and frankly, you are no longer...
I've known Kathy Griffin for a long time. I'm sure she'll be attacking my hair and lots of other crap today, but that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathy Griffin. Come on up, Kathy. Come, baby. You look great.
Mwah!
Have a good time.
Great intro. Donald Trump, everybody.
Something which, wow, in today's world would probably be if Trump, well, never mind if Trump did it, he has done it. This basic thumbs up endorsement towards violence, kidnapping, and hurting President Biden, how come nobody's saying anything? Like nothing.
There, I said what it was. All about a picture. A picture I took. Making fun of the president, which you're supposed to do as a comic.
But it made you say. The term in the title PTSD is not used lightly.
No.
Because you have survived so much career cancellation and a federal investigation over the Trump photo controversy.
No fly list. Interpol list, stopped at every airport, the whole thing.
Yeah, you also, and none of these are small, a pill addiction. A suicide attempt. Lung cancer.
And I was on a psych hold for 3 days. And I know you can tell why. But I was on a psych hold, so it was like I was like Britney and Kanye combined. And I was like, I walked into my own act. Psych hold for 3 days.
Allie, here's the point. Here's the scary point. Trump posted this, shared it last night. How many of my former Republican colleagues have come out since then and called him out? How many? None. None. Look, this is who Trump is. Just call it. He wants violence. If he loses, he wants the country to be engulfed in violence. It's what he wants.
And I'm never really sure what to call Sarah Huckabee Sanders. You know, is it Sarah Sanders? Is it Sarah Huckabee Sanders? Is it cousin Huckabee? Is it Auntie Huckabee Sanders? Like, what's Uncle Tom but for white women who disappoint other white women?
Her monologue was dead focused on mocking people like Kellyanne Conway and Sarah Huckabee And anybody who has a
Jake
conservative
Tapper and
view on
Hillary Clinton
abortion,
and CNN. I mean, maybe you're being overly sensitive.
No. Look, she might have mentioned them in her talk. She mentioned Jim Acosta in her talk, but there was no question. The reason why the White House Correspondents' Dinner is disassociating itself or distancing itself, as you said, from this comedian. And almost every journalist I respect sent a tweet out over the weekend saying that this was a low moment for the dinner and they felt shame for.
I actually really like Sarah. I think she's very resourceful. Like, she burns facts, and then she uses that ash to create a perfect smoky eye. Like, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's lies. It's probably lies.
We're so sorry that that happened. It's there's no excuse for that. I mean, women should support other women, and I just wanted to get your reaction because I thought you handled it with grace and with class.
Thank you. Look, and I think we've had a great first year and a half at doing that, a huge success story that we're proud of. And I hope that she can find some of the same happiness that we all have, because I think she may need a little bit more of that in her life, because the rest of us here are doing great.
All right. Sarah.
We are graced with Sarah's presence tonight. I have to say, I'm a little starstruck. I love you as Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale.
And we see this on the left repeatedly. You know, they talk about breaking through glass ceilings and wanting Hillary to break that glass ceiling. Well, why aren't they celebrating women on the right who have broken through that glass ceiling, like Sarah Sanders, the first mother to stand at that podium, Kellyanne Conway, the first woman to win a presidential campaign, my boss, Ronna McDaniel, a working mother leading the Republican Party? Where are the liberals celebrating these women? They don't. Instead, they tear them down in a malicious, angry, vile way.
You know, she brings up a good point, Jessica. We've heard liberals say there's a special place in hell for women who don't support other women. Yet you've got this comedian who is bashing her continuously about her looks and her personality. You know, is it a little too much?
The Gina Haspel argument, I think, is a little bit different than Sarah Huckabee Sanders or Kellyanne Conway or women who support the policies of this administration, which are avowedly anti-women. As far as what Madeleine Albright has to say about a special place in hell for women who don't help other women, that's a distortion of her general message and how she used it on the campaign trail for Hillary, where she was talking about the most qualified candidate to be in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. That wasn't about voting for Hillary because she's a woman. The truth of the matter is that Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kellyanne Conway, Kaylee's boss all support policies that hurt women. They don't want to raise the federal minimum wage. 2/3 of people on the minimum wage are women. Rolling back Title X funding, not giving you access to quality, affordable health care. This administration doesn't want to give women choices and control over their own body, and that's why it's okay to attack these women.
Every time Sarah steps up to the podium, I get excited because I'm not really sure what we're going to get. You know, a press briefing, a bunch of lies, or divided into softball team.
And some other guy and a couple of other people. And they say, Rosie went on this ranting, raving, lunatic thing about you. She said your hair is shitty. Not wrong about that. But it is my hair. And she attacked me because I gave Tara Khanna, who was the Miss USA, everyone thought I'd fire her. And I saw how beautiful she was. I said, how the hell can I fire her? Of course, Rosie said that. But everybody thought I was going to fire her, and I gave her a second chance. She has a drug problem. She has an alcohol problem. And I gave her a second chance. I didn't think it was such a big deal, but it was a big story. Girl would have been ruined if I didn't. She would have been thrown out the first time in the history of the Miss USA contest since 1952. She would have been thrown out like a dog, attacking me. Now I had a choice. I could have attacked back, or I could have let it pass. And I chose to go the first one. Because I got calls from Entertainment Tonight and Inside Edition and all of these people. And they're calling and they're saying, do you have a response? Now, if I didn't have a response, in all fairness, it probably would have been a smaller, very small story. It would have passed. But I did have a response. I called her a pig, a degenerate. I said that her wife is a lovely person, which she is. She's married to a lovely person, who she calls her wife, and that's fine. You know, that's your deal. And I go on the show, the Today Show, to talk about The Apprentice about a month ago. And I have Meredith Vieira asking me questions. And she starts off, she's supposed to talk about The Apprentice, or how good I am, or great, or something. And she starts off by saying, Donald, why did you attack Rosie? So I start off with that. And then she said, is it true that you said she was crude? I said, no, I never said that. It's not strong enough. I said she's a total degenerate. And then she asked me another question. Is it true that you called her a fat pig? I said, no. I called her a pig. I didn't say she was fat, because that's politically incorrect. But come to think of it, Meredith, is she fat? Oh, I wasn't allowed to answer that, chicken. I said, Meredith, I want to know, is she fat? And she goes, oh, I don't think I should answer that. I said, well, assuming I did call her a fat pig, do you think I'd be wrong? I didn't. But do you think I'd be wrong? And she goes, let's get off the subject. Because these people really have no balls. I mean, I love Meredith, she's very nice, but they don't have them. And then her third point is this. Donald, why do you always talk about Rosie? I said, because you asked me questions. It was the dumbest interview I think I've ever had in my life. I feel like a moron, you know. Here I am, I graduated from Wharton, and I'm calling people fat pigs. But it was very interesting, because that, you know, slob, Rosie, goes on a red carpet the other day. And they ask her a question about Donald Trump. Tell me about Donald Trump, we want to ask him. I don't want to talk about him. You know why? Because I hit that big pig.